Jara, the answer to the question, what is consciousness, appears to be so simple and straightforward. I am wondering why so many intelligent people are struggling to figure out what it is.
Once you realize that you are consciousness, it might appear straightforward to you. But for those who are yet to gain self-knowledge, it will be a formidable puzzle.
Well, as psychologists, we've grappled with the idea that consciousness is a complex phenomenon that can't be easily defined or measured. It's this intricate web that intertwines with awareness and wakefulness, yet we can't say they encompass its entirety. It seems to span numerous dimensions.
I can see where you're coming from. From a neurological standpoint, consciousness seems to be rooted in the inner, subjective experiences of perception, emotion, and thought. Its defining characteristic is this unified, qualitative subjectivity, and it all seems to emerge from the intricate neural workings of the brain.
It's fascinating how our perceptions of consciousness vary across disciplines. From a philosophical perspective, consciousness is your personal awareness of unique thoughts, memories, feelings, sensations, and your surroundings. It's like this lens through which you perceive yourself and the world around you. It's deeply personal and profoundly philosophical.
So, it appears that while we all recognize consciousness as this enigmatic phenomenon, our respective disciplines offer unique viewpoints. We have the complexity and multidimensionality, the neurological underpinnings, and the profound personal experience.
Indeed, it's precisely this multidisciplinary approach that may help us better grasp the true nature of consciousness. It's a concept that transcends boundaries, and understanding it requires all these facets coming together.
It's a reminder that sometimes, to truly understand something as profound as consciousness, we need to approach it from all angles: psychology, neurology, philosophy, and perhaps even more. Only then can we hope to unravel the mysteries of our own awareness.
Let us now discuss on what sweetness is. There is no need to discuss what sweetness is, since all of you know what it means. Not only just you, but all the 7 billion of us know what it means, and that meaning is identical to all of us. So there is no need to discuss. But we can endlessly discuss whether the sweetness is good or bad for health, which dish is sweeter, at which age sweetness is generally good for health, etc. Similarly, you can start your discussion on the effect and nature of consciousness after you know what consciousness means. If each one of you hold different definition of consciousness, it means that you do not know what it is. Just as sweetness, consciousness is understood by all the 7 billion of us. I am is the only truth. Everything else is concepts and opinions. Everyone knows what I am means. But most people do not know I am consciousness. Professionals from philosophy, psychology, neurology, and theology all stake their claims on consciousness, each vying for majority support for their theories. They do not even contemplate that there is a possibility of learning the truth on what consciousness is. Since they are not seeking to find the truth, it is not a surprise that consciousness remains as a mystery to them.
Surely, there must be some intellectuals earnestly searching for the truth of consciousness. Why haven't they found it? An old man wearing a spectacle searching for his spectacles and then calls his wife on the phone and tells her that he could not find his spectacles.
Did you check the bedside table?
Yes, I did.
How about the work table?
They're not there either.
You can see the pen on the table, right?
Yes, I can see it clearly.
That means you're wearing your spectacles.
Much like the old man, we can't perceive anything without consciousness. Without this understanding, any external quest for it is futile.
They know consciousness exists inside.
But it is not in the way they think. The glow is not one of the parts that makes up the bulb. The glow, lightening up, does not happen when all the parts are assembled. The bulb is connected to a power source and then it glows. It is not a part, product, or property of the body. It pervades the entire body and enlivens it. It is an independent entity not limited by the boundaries of the body. It continues to survive even after the death of the body. It cannot do any transaction after the death of the body, not because it does not exist, but because of the absence of the medium of transaction.
Now I see it. People who want to find out what consciousness is do not expect it to exist outside matter. Am I right?
Correct.
Why won't they think that consciousness could exist independently?
It is because of the superstition, without proof, they blindly believe that consciousness emerged from matter. They hope to find consciousness within the body, just as they found DNA.
Why label it as superstition?
When an assumption lacks validation, researchers should be open to revising it. No one has ever witnessed consciousness emerging from the matter or found evidence to support it. Stubbornly holding onto the belief that it will be found someday is superstition.
Why is it not logical to assume consciousness arose from matter?
Consciousness and matter are as contrasting as light and darkness. How can darkness give birth to light?
But light can't create darkness either. So if you are saying matter came from consciousness, that will be illogical too.
Correct. I am not saying that. It's true that consciousness and matter are opposite to each other, and therefore incapable of creating each other. But we do see them existing together. Therefore, it is essential to inquire about our own personal experience of seeing them together and figure out the truth. We cannot make assumptions. We need direct evidence. For a normal person, for a dead body. We know that a hand feels the coldness of an ice cube, but the ice cube doesn't sense the warmth of the hand. Just as the ice cube, even a lifeless body can't experience warmth or coldness. If the coldness of the ice cube cannot be felt by the body, how do we know that the ice cube is cold?
Are you suggesting we need to question our observation of matter and consciousness existing together?
Precisely. In our dreams, we encounter various objects and people with an entire world around. Do any of these truly exist? The mind of the sleeping person projects this dream world. Everything that is observed in the dream world is merely a product of the observer's mind. In essence, the observer is the observed. This holds true for the so-called real world too. Consciousness is the observer, creating the illusion of the universe. If she is really looking at the flower, she will be seeing that thing which is seeing it through her eyes. Just as in dream the experiencer is the experienced one, in the world the observer is the observed. If one does research with the above as the hypotheses, then there is a good chance of proving this as a truth. If one does the research with the blind belief that consciousness came out of matter, it is not possible to find the truth.
I understand now why many individuals do not figure out what consciousness is. Just like the old man wearing the spectacles will need external guidance to locate his spectacles, people who do external research to find consciousness need guidance to examine their personal experiences to figure out the truth.